Rachel Morgan, a 26-year-old waitress, was working the late shift at a small diner off Route 49 near Opelousas, Louisiana, on Friday, January 13, 2023. It was 2:47 a.m., and the cold January fog clung heavily to the empty highway. The night felt unsettlingly quiet, and Rachel couldn't shake the feeling that something was off. The last customer, a truck driver, had left over an hour ago, and the diner's flickering neon sign cast eerie shadows on the walls. Just as she was about to lock up for the night, the bell above the door jingled. Startled, Rachel turned to see a man standing in the doorway, drenched from the mist outside. He wore a dark coat that hung heavily on his shoulders, his pale face gaunt, and his hollow eyes fixed on her. "Coffee, please," he said in a gravelly voice, his tone unsettling. Rachel nodded, trying to suppress the unease creeping up her spine. As she poured the coffee, she felt his gaze burning into her, his presence heavy and unnerving. "Long night?" she asked, forcing a smile to mask her discomfort. "Been driving a long way," he replied cryptically. As he sipped his coffee in silence, the diner's old radio crackled to life, interrupting the quiet with a static-filled news bulletin. "Breaking news: authorities are searching for a man suspected in a series of killings along Route 49. The suspect is believed to be armed and dangerous." Rachel's heart pounded in her chest as she cautiously glanced at the man's hands, calloused, with dirt under the nails, and then at his coat, where a faint, dark stain caught her eye. Was it blood? Forcing herself to remain calm, she asked, "Everything okay with the coffee?" The man smiled, a cold, unsettling grin. "It's perfect," he said, but his eyes betrayed something sinister. Rachel excused herself, retreating to the kitchen, where she quickly grabbed her phone and dialed 911, whispering her location to the dispatcher. Suddenly, the bell jingled again. Peeking out from behind the counter, Rachel saw a sheriff stepping into the diner. Relief flooded her as she prepared to step forward, but before she could call out, the man lunged at the officer with a knife. A gunshot rang out, echoing through the small diner, and silence followed. Trembling, Rachel stepped into the dining area to find the sheriff standing over the man's lifeless body, his gun still smoking. "Are you okay, ma'am?" the officer asked, his voice steady but concerned. Rachel nodded, tears streaming down her face, but as the officer radioed for backup, she noticed something chilling: the man's body had vanished. Only the blood-stained knife remained on the floor. That night, Rachel decided to quit her job, vowing never to return to the lonely stretch of Route 49. But even now, on foggy nights, she swears she can still hear the diner's bell jingling, followed by the gravelly voice she'll never forget, "Coffee, please."